Good morning, children. Today, welcome to today's class. Today, I am here with you to continue the lesson, the Enchanted Food. Before going to start the lesson, we have to recap yesterday's previous class. That in the previous class we discussed that how the Pandavas had lost the game of dice with Kauravas, and they have to live in the forest for 12 years, and in that period they constantly move from one to another place for their safety and to meet their daily needs. And we also discussed that they wandered one day in the 12th year, they wandered deep into the forest in pursuit of a deer. So in that time they were very tired and they were very thirsty, so that the elder of the Pandava brothers, Yudhishthira, sank down under a tree and he ordered Nakula to climb a tree in search of a water, to search the water. And Nakula climbed the tree and he saw the water plants and canes in a little distance. And he also predicted that there may be water there. And after that, Yudhishthira told Nakula to go and bring the water to drink. Nakula went to that direction, and when he reached that place, he was very happy because he saw a beautiful food there. So, and he also thought that before going to take the water to his brothers in the queer, he wanted to quench his thirst first. So, thinking of that, he dipped his hand on the transparent water. He heard a voice. He heard an invisible voice, bodiless voice, that told him, that ordered him, that warned him that Nakula, do not drink the water. This fool is mine, and you have to answer my questions before you drink the water. So like that, the invisible voice warned Nakula. But Nakula was very much thirsty. So he heedless that warning. He neglected that warning. He didn't notice that warning, and he drank the water and he fell down dead. So when Nakula did not come for a long time, Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what had happened to Nakula. So when Sahadeva came to that place, he also heedless the warning, and he also drank the water and he fell down dead. So from that, we have completed up to second paragraph of the lesson. So now, students, if I ask some questions about previous class, shall I? Who did Yudhishthira ask to look for water? So, who did Yudhishthira ask to look for water. It means to say that whom did Yudhishthira send to bring the water? Whom did he send? Yes, Yudhishthira sent Nakula to bring the water. And then one more question. Why do you think Nakula was happy when he got to the place? So when Nakula reached that place, he was very much happy. He was glad. Why? Because he saw a fool there. He saw a fool. That's why he was happy. Can you give a word for transparent which means almost the same? So here synonymous. The equivalent word for transparent. Can you? Yes. Pure. Pure or clear. It means to say that pure water or clear water or transparent water. So let us continue the lesson from paragraph number 3. Keep your book open and observe my pronunciation and underline the difficult words. Page number 2. When Nakula did not return for a long time, Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was. Sahadeva also ignored the warning. He drank the water and at once dropped down. When Sahadeva too failed to return, Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to see whether the brother had met with any danger. Arjuna went swiftly. He saw his brothers lying dead near the pool, heart broken with the grief. He wanted to avenge their deaths. However, he too was overwhelmed by a monstrous thirst which compelled him towards the fatal food. Again the warning voice was heard. Answer my questions before you drink the water. This pool is mine. If you disobey me, you will follow your brothers. Arjuna became very angry. He cried, "Who are you? Come and stand up to me, and I will kill you." He shot sharp arrows in the direction of the voice. The invisible being laughed in scorn and said, "Your arrows cannot touch me." Arjuna wanted to disobey this unseen foe, but first he had to quench his terrible thirst, so he drank the water and also fell down dead. After another anxious wait, Yudhishthira turned to Bhima. "Dear brother, even Arjuna, the great hero, hasn't returned. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. Please find them quickly." Bhima hurried away without another word. Like Arjuna, Bhima also didn't heed the warning and drank the water eagerly, glaring around in defiance. And instantly his great strength seemed to slip from him like a garment, and he also fell dead among his brothers. Puzzled and worried that his brothers had not returned, Yudhishthira himself proceeded in the direction his brothers had taken. When he came near a pool, he saw his 4 brothers lying on the ground, to all appearance dead. He was shocked. He got into the pool to quench his thirst. At once, a voice without form warned him. Your brothers died because they didn't heed my words. Do not follow them. Answer my questions first and then quench your thirst. This fool is mine. Yudhishthira knew that these could be none other than the words of a Yaksha and guessed what had happened to his brothers. He saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. He said to the bodiless voice, "Please ask your questions." The voice put questions rapidly, one after another. Let us stop here. I will describe from the third paragraph. So, when Nakula did not return for a long time, so here they are, all the four brothers are waiting for Nakula, who went to bring the water, because they was very much thirsty. But after a long time also, Nakula did not return. So that when Nakula did not return for a long time, ಅವರು 4 ಜನ ತುಂಬಾ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೊಂಡು ನಕುಲನಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಕುಲ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, when Nakula did not return for a long time, so after a long time also Nakula did not return, Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was. So Yudhishthira sent his another brother Sahadeva. So yesterday I told you that Pandava Raja had 2 wives. First one is Kunti and she had 3 sons, Yudhishthira, Bhima and Arjuna. And another one is Madri. She had 2 sons, Nakula and Sahadeva. So now Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was. Whether the Nakula had met with any danger, whether any cruel animal attacked him, or whether any enemies attacked him. It may be possible, so that Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what had happened to Nakula. Why didn't he return? So, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಕುಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಮಯ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅವನನ್ನು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹದೇವನನ್ನ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಕಳಿಸಿದ. Sahadeva also ignored the warning. So when Sahadeva reached that place, he saw that there was a pool, and he also saw that his brother Nakula was falling dead. But he also very much thirsty. So he can't. So he wanted to quench his thirst first. And when he went to drink the water, he heard the same voice and same warning that do not drink the water. This pool is mine. You answer the questions, you answer my questions, and then drink the water. So this was a warning to Sahadeva also. But he also done the same mistake that Nakula has done. He also careless the warning. He also neglect the warning because he had a very much thirst. That's why he also drank the water and fell dead. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಕುಲನಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಂತ ಸಹದೇವನು ಕೂಡ ನಕುಲನು ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ತಪ್ಪನ್ನ ಇವನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರನ್ನು ಕುಡಿದು ಸತ್ತು ಹೋದ. When Sahadeva too failed to return, first Nakula went to bring the water, he didn't return. Then Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva to see what the matter was, to see what happened to Nakula. He also didn't return for a long time. Then Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to see what the matter, that whether the brothers had met with any danger. So, when Nakula did not return for a long time and Sahadeva also didn't return, so Yudhishthira was worried about his brothers. So, he sent the great hero Arjuna to see what happened to his brothers, whether they had met with any danger. It is quite natural that if somebody didn't come in a proper time, we will be worried. Like that only, Yudhishthira was very much worried about his brothers. So he sent Arjuna. See whether the brothers had met with any danger. So ಯಾವಾಗ ನಕುಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಹದೇವ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಕೂಡ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಅರ್ಜುನನನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ತನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಅರ್ಜುನ ವೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ವಿಫ್ಟ್ಲಿ. Arjuna went swiftly. Swiftly means SWIFTLY. SWIFTLY. Swiftly means fast. Fastly. Very fast. Arjuna went swiftly. Swiftly means fast. So here, when Nakula and Sahadeva did not return for a long time, Yudhishthira sent Arjuna to see. So Arjuna went swiftly. Arjuna, when Yudhishthira ordered him to go and see what happened to his brothers, he didn't tell any word in return. He went swiftly. He saw his brothers lying dead near the pool. When Arjuna reached that place where the pool was, he saw his two brothers who were there, Nakula and Sahadeva, were lying dead there. Imagine how shocked it is to Arjuna. That Arjuna saw his brothers lying dead near the pool. So Arjuna ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ತನ್ನ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸಹೋದರರು ಸತ್ತು ಮಲಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. Heart broken with grief. So he was shocked. His heart broken with grief. He could not control his grief. He was shocked because the great heroes, no one can defeat them. So that his brothers Nakula and Sahadeva were lying dead near the pool. So it was a very shocking news for him. So his heart broken with grief. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಹಾವೀರರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ನಕುಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಹದೇವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ತು ಮಲಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಕಂಡು ಅರ್ಜುನನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ದುಃಖ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವನ ಹೃದಯ ಒಡೆದು ಹೋಗ ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. He wanted to avenge their deaths. So now Arjuna was getting angry. He got angry and he wanted to kill that person who was the reason for his brother's death. He wanted to avenge for the deaths of his brothers. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರ ಸಾವಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೇಡನ್ನು ತೀರಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ರಿವೆಂಜ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಜುನ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. However, he too was overwhelmed by monstrous thirst. So Arjuna was also feeling thirsty, very thirsty. Here you observe the word overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means dangerous. Overwhelmed means dangerous by a monstrous thirst. So he also feeling very much thirsty. He also wanted to quench his thirst before take revenge for the deaths of his brothers. Monstrous thirst which compelled means forced. Compelled means forced. It means to say that Arjuna wanted to take revenge for the deaths of his brother, but the thrust, the monstrous thrust which he had forced him to went towards the fatal fool. Fatal means dangerous. Fatal means dangerous. Here, fatal means dangerous. Overwhelmed means that what do you say? However, he too was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means ಅದನ್ನ ಅವನು ದಾಟಿ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮೀರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಬೈ ಎ ಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಸ್ ಥ್ರಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಅರ್ಜುನ ತನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರ ಒಂದು ಸಾವಿಗೆ ಸೇಡನ್ನು ತೀರಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಭಯಂಕರವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಆ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅವನನ್ನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕೊಳದ ಬಳಿ ಹೋಗುವಂತೆ, ಆ ಮಾಯಾವಿ ಕೊಳದ ಬಳಿ ಹೋಗುವಂತೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಡೇಂಜರಸ್, ಫಟಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡೇಂಜರಸ್, ಕೊಳದ ಬಳಿ ಫೂಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗುವಂತೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ Nakula went to bring the water. He heard the warning voice and he neglected that and he drank the water and felt it. After that, Yudhishthira sent Sahadeva. He also neglected the warning given by the invisible voice and drank the water and felt it. In third, Yudhishthira sent the great hero Arjuna. And when Arjuna reached the place, he saw his two brothers were lying dead and he was very much upset and his heart broken with grief and he wanted to avenge their deaths, but he too was overwhelmed by the monstrous thirst and he forced towards the fatal fool. Again, the warning voice was heard. So when Arjuna went to drink the water, when Arjuna dipped his hand in the transparent water, he also heard the warning voice. He also heard the invisible voice warning. ಸೊ ನಕುಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಹದೇವರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದಂತೆ ಅರ್ಜುನನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಒಂದು ಶರೀರವಾಣಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಕೇಳುತ್ತೆ. Again the warning voice was heard. Here one thing you observe, to see. To see. To see means it is a best example for infinitive. To infinitive. See is the action word and it is followed by to, and it is the best example for infinitive. To infinitive. Again the warning voice was heard. Answer my questions before you drink the water. This pool is mine. If you disobey me, you will follow your brothers. So this time the warning was little bit different, which compared to the warning given to Nakula and Sahadeva. And it also told Arjuna, it also warned Arjuna, don't follow his brothers. Who are the brothers? Nakula and Sahadeva, who already met deaths. So here the warning voice warned Arjuna, answer my questions before you drink the water. So Arjuna, if you want to drink the water of my food, the food belongs to me, and if you want to drink the water or if you want to quench your thirst, you have to answer my question first. Then only I will give permission to drink the water. And it also warned Arjuna, if you disobey my words. Here you observe to children, disobey. Disobey. Disobey here, the word obey follows prefix dis. Prefix dis. Disobey. And it is also the opposite word for obey. If you disobey, if you didn't follow my words, if you didn't follow my order, you will follow your brothers. So the warning voice warned Arjuna, Arjuna, this pool belongs to me. If you want to quench your thirst, if you want to drink the water of this pool, you have to answer my questions. Otherwise, if you disobey my words, you will follow your brothers. You will follow your brothers means you also going to die. ಆ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅರ್ಜುನ ನೀನು ನೀರನ್ನ ಕುಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರಿಸಬೇಕು. ನೀನೇನಾದರೂ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರಿಸದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಅವಿಧೇಯನಾದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ನಿನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರನ್ನ ಹಿಂಬಾಲಿಸಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸೇ ದಟ್ you will also going to die if you disobey my words. This was the warning given to Arjuna by the invisible voice. Arjuna got very angry by hearing these words. He got so much angry because he was a very great hero in archery. He was an expert in archery. Arjuna became very angry. He became very angry because he saw his brothers were lying dead there. And now he confirmed that the invisible voice only killed his brothers. So he got very angry. Arjuna became very angry. He cried. He cried with anger. Kirchudu anತಾರೆ. Cried means kirchudu. Kirchತಾರೆ. He cried, "Who are you? Come and stand up to me and I will kill you." So with great anger, Arjuna cried, "Who are you? Who are you to warn me? Who are you? Come and stand up to me. Come in front of me. Don't hide. Come in front of me and I will kill you." So Arjuna got very angry, so that he cried that, come, and he told with the anger to that invisible voice to come and stand up in front of me and I will kill you, like that. And he shot sharp arrows in the direction of the voice. By telling this, he shot sharp arrows. Arrows means ಬಾಣಗಳು. ARROWS. Arrows means ಬಾಣಗಳು. The short stick. The short stick, you may say. He shot short arrows. Short means to release. Short arrows. Short means ತುಂಬಾ ಒಂದು very short means ಚೂಪಾದ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Short arrows in the direction of the voice. So when Arjuna heard the warning voice, he got very angry and he also warned the voice and he also challenged the voice to come in front of me, in front of him, by telling that he shot sharp arrows in the direction of the voice. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಅವನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಆ ಒಂದು ಧ್ವನಿ ಬಂದ ದಿಕ್ಕಿಗೆ ಬಾಣವನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಚೂಪಾದ ಬಾಣವನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. The invisible being laughed in scorn and said. The invisible being laughed in scorn. ಆ ಒಂದು the voice, the invisible voice, hearing the words of Arjuna, the invisible voice laughed in scorn. It was laughing by hearing the challenge of Arjuna. Laughed in scorn and said, and also it said, "Your arrows cannot touch me." So the invisible voice telling to Arjuna that your arrows cannot touch me. ನಿನ್ನ ಬಾಣಗಳು ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಏನೂ ಮಾಡಲಾರವು, ತಲುಪಲಾರವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Arjuna wanted to destroy this unseen foe. Unseen. Here also you observe the prefix unseen and seen. Here the un is prefix added to the word seen. Unseen. Unseen foe. Foe means enemy. Foe means enemy, ಶತ್ರು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಣದ ಶತ್ರುವನ್ನ ನಾಶ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಯಸ್ತಾನೆ. He wanted to destroy this unseen foe. Arjuna wanted to kill that unseen foe, unseen enemy. But first he had to quench his terrible thirst. But Arjuna was also very much thirsty. He also wanted to quench his thirst. He also wanted to drink the water first because he was feeling very thirsty. ಆದರೆ ಅರ್ಜುನನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ನೀರನ್ನು ಕುಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಆ ಭಯಂಕರವಾದ ಟೆರಿಬಲ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಭಯಾನಕವಾದ ಟೆರಿಬಲ್ ಥರ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಆ ಭಯಾನಕವಾದ ಬಾಯಾರಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ನೀಗಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅರ್ಜುನನು ಕೂಡ. ಸೊ he drank the water and also fell down dead. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಜುನನು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ, he drank the water, he also went near the pool and drank the water of the pool, and once he drank that water he fell down dead. So Arjuna also made the same mistake which his brothers had done. ಅರ್ಜುನನು ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸಹೋದರರು ಮಾಡಿದ ತಪ್ಪನ್ನೇ ಅವನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದಟ್ these three members didn't have patience in that situation. If they hear the questions of that invisible voice with patience, they may not met with their deaths. So that patience was not there in them. That's why they met with their deaths. So here the three members already gone. Now here only left Yudhishthira and Bhima, only left there. After another anxious wait. So first Nakula went, he didn't return for a long time. Then Sahadeva went, he also didn't return for a long time. Then the great hero Arjuna went to see what the matter. He also didn't come for a long time. So after these three anxious waits, Yudhishthira was very much worried. So Yudhishthira turned to Bhima. Yudhishthira now turned to Bhima. It means to say, he ordered Bhima, dear brother, even Arjuna, the great hero, hasn't returned. So now Yudhishthira is telling to Bhima, Bhima, dear brother, even Arjuna, the great hero, who was expert in archery, hasn't returned. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. So when Arjuna also didn't return for a long time, now Yudhishthira felt that something terrible must have happened to his brothers. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅರ್ಜುನನು ಕೂಡ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಭೀಮನ ಕಡೆಗೆ ತಿರುಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಹೋದರರಿಗೆ ಏನೋ ಭಯಂಕರವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಆಪತ್ತು ಬಂದು ಒದಗಿದೆ. Dear brother, even Arjuna, the great hero, hasn't returned. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. So I am feeling that something terrible, something danger. They met with some terrible danger. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. So now he requesting Bhima, please find them quickly. Bhima, dear brother, even Arjuna did not return. It means to say that something terrible must have happened to our brothers. Please go and search them quickly. This was the order given to Bhima by Yudhishthira. Bhima hurried away. Observe the word hurry. Hurried means quickly, fastly, ವೇಗವಾಗಿ. Bhima hurried away without another word. So Bhima, when Yudhishthira ordered Bhima hurried away without any word. He just to obey the order of his brother. That's all. This is what we have to inculcate, these type of moral values. We have to obey our elders' order, whether it may be our parents, whether it may be our teachers, whoever it may be. We have to obey the orders of our elders. So that we have to cultivate that value in our life. Bhima hurried away without another word. ಮರು ಮಾತನಾಡದೆ ಭೀಮ ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಹೊರಟ. Like Arjuna, Bhima also did not heed the warning. So the invisible voice, the bodiless voice, again warned Bhima also, just like Nakula, Sahadeva and Arjuna. The invisible voice or bodiless voice warned Bhima to do not drink the water without answer its questions. If you drank the water, you will follow your brother. Like that, the invisible voice warned Bhima. But Bhima also made the same mistake that his brothers had made. That he also didn't heed. Heed means notice, care. Heed. 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 He also didn't heed. Notice. He also neglected the warning given by that invisible or bodiless voice. Bhima also didn't heed the warning and drank the water eagerly. Observe the word eagerly, fastly, quickly. Because he also wanted to quenching his thirst. He also very much overwhelmed by that terrible thirst. That's why he also drank the water eagerly, glaring around in defiance. Observe the word glaring around in defiance. It means to say that looking angrily. So Bhima, you know that he had a gada on his shoulder. After drinking water, he looked around like this with angry. Yes, I drank the water. What had happened to me? Like that, with the expression, he looking around. Defiance means open challenge. Defiance means open challenge. And instantly. So, after drinking the water, Bhima glaring around in defiance. So he is looking around with anger. And instantly means suddenly. Suddenly what happened? Instantly is great strength. So you all know that Bhima having the strength of 16,000 elephants. 16,000 elephants. That much strength Bhima had. So this great strength seemed to slip from him like a garment. Garment means cloth. So after drinking that water, he looked angrily around. He looked around angrily in defiance. But suddenly, what happened? His great strength slipped away from him, just like a garment. Bhima is famous for his strength. So after drinking water, all his strength slipped away from just like a garment. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀರನ್ನ ಕುಡಿದ ನಂತರ, ಕೊಳದ ನೀರನ್ನ ಕುಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಭೀಮನ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಟ್ಟೆಯ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡಿದು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. And he also fell dead among his brothers. So now Bhima also fell dead. He also fell dead among his brothers. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಸಹೋದರರಂತೆ ಭೀಮನು ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ, ಸತ್ತು ಮಲಗಿದ. Puzzled and worried. Here now who was remaining here? As Yudhishthira or Dharmaraya only remaining, because Nakula also met his death, and Sahadeva, Arjuna and Bhima also was fell down dead after drinking the water of that fatal food or enchanted food. So now Yudhishthira was puzzled and worried. Now Yudhishthira is very much worried. So our brothers, nobody can beat our brothers. So what happened to these brothers? He was very much worried about his brothers, that his brothers had not returned. So the great Arjuna and the Bhima, Nakula and Sahadeva, 4 brothers, they did not return. That's why Yudhishthira was very much worried. Now Yudhishthira decided to go himself has to proceed to see what had happened to his brothers. Yudhishthira himself proceeded in the direction his brothers had taken. Now Yudhishthira decided to go in the direction where his brothers went to see what the matter was or what had happened to his brothers. Yudhishthira proceeded means to go in the same way. Yudhishthira himself proceeded in the direction his brothers had taken. So ಈಗ ಯಾವಾಗ ತನ್ನ 4 ಸಹೋದರರು ವಾಪಸ್ಸು ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ತಾನೇ ಸ್ವತಃ ಈಗ ತನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. When he came near a pool, he saw his 4 brothers lying on the ground, to all appearance dead. So when Yudhishthira reached that place, when Yudhishthira reached the place where his brothers were lying dead, when he came near the pool, when Yudhishthira came near that pool, he saw his 4 brothers lying on the ground, to all appearance dead. He saw that all his 4 brothers, Nakula, Sahadeva, Arjuna and Bhima, were lying dead on the ground. He was shocked. So ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಯಾವಾಗ ತನ್ನ 4 ಸಹೋದರರು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅದೇ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕೊಳದ ಬಳಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನ 4 ಸಹೋದರರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸತ್ತು ಮಲಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ he was shocked because he knows the strength of his brothers. It is not possible to defeat them. No one can defeat them. for Yudhishthira. So he was very much shocked after seeing his brother's death. He was shocked. He got into the pool to quench his thirst. So after seeing that his four brothers were lying dead near the pool, he was shocked. But he was also very thirsty. So he wanted to quench his thirst. So he got into the pool to quench his thirst. So he went near the pool to drink the water. At once a voice without form warned. So now the invisible voice again warned Yudhishthira also. It warned Yudhishthira. What it says to Yudhishthira? Your brothers died because they did not heed my words. Yudhishthira, I warned your brothers so not to drink the water without answering my question. But they didn't heed my words, but didn't care my words, didn't notice my words. Do not follow them. You do not follow them. You do not do the mistake they have done. Answer my questions first. You answer my questions and then quench your thirst. This pool is mine. So the invisible voice warned Yudhishthira also, so don't follow your brothers. Your brothers didn't heed my words. That's why now they are fell dead. So that you don't follow your brothers, you just answer my question and then you drink the water, because this pool is mine. This was a warning given by the invisible voice to Yudhishthira. So ಆ ಒಂದು ಅಶರೀರವಾಣಿ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ನಿನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರು ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಕೇಳದೆ ನೀರನ್ನ ಕುಡಿದು ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರನ್ನ ನೀನು ಹಿಂಬಾಲಿಸಬೇಡ, ನೀನು ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರಿಸು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀರನ್ನ ಕುಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. Yudhishthira knew that these could be none other than the words of Yaksha. So now the four brothers didn't recognize the voice which gave the warning to them. But Yudhishthira recognized it, identified the voice, whose it is. So he knew that this is none other than Yaksha. And he also guessed what had happened to his brothers. That's why he was called as a great character, and he was very much wise, and he was very patient. He had very patience, and he guessed what had happened to his brothers. So ಈಗ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರನಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ಈ ಧ್ವನಿ ಯಾರದು ಮತ್ತೆ ತನ್ನ ಸಹೋದರರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. To his brothers, he saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. Redeeming means to ಸುಧಾರಿಸುವಂತ. Redeeming, you can see it in glossary. Redeem, to make a bad situation better. Redeem. Redeem, to make a bad situation to make a bad situation better. In Kannada, you may say that ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಸುಧಾರಿಸುವುದು, ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶವನ್ನು ಸುಧಾರಿಸುವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So he saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. ಈ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಭಾಯಿಸಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅರಿತುಕೊಂಡ್ರು ಯಾರು? ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ. He said to the bodiless voice. So now Yudhishthira is telling to that invisible voice, bodiless voice, please ask your question. So you just observe the obedience of the Yudhishthira. Please ask your question. Oh, invisible voice, you please ask your question. I am ready to answer to your questions. Please ask your questions. The voice put questions rapidly, one after another. So now the invisible voice started to ask questions to Yudhishthira rapidly. Rapidly means one by one. Now Yudhishthira is ready to, when Yudhishthira told to that invisible voice to ask the questions, the invisible voice started to ask the question one by one. So let us stop here for today's class. Next class I will continue the lesson. And now I am going to give some questions for homework. Please write down the questions. And answer them. Write down the questions. What did Arjuna say when he got to the pool? What did Arjuna see what did Arjuna see when he got to the place? When he got to the place. This was the first question. And the second one is, why did the invisible being laugh at Arjuna? Why did the invisible being laugh at Arjuna? The third one is, what was the warning? What was the warning? What was the warning of the Yaksha What was the warning of the Yaksha to Yudhishthira? Students, you have to write the first letter capital when you are writing the names of a person or a place or a thing, because it is noun. So I think this is enough for today's homework. So you have all understood today's lesson, that how Sahadeva, Bhima and Arjuna had met their deaths without hearing the words of the invisible voice and how the Yudhishthira tried to read him in the situation and how he obeyed the words of Yaksha. These are the things we have discussed today. I hope you have all understood the lesson. Tomorrow the you come with the homeworks, and tomorrow I will continue this lesson. Thank you. Thank you very much.